I built a museum in Valheim in free build mode, and I'm gonna show it to everybody. There is a little terminal from our base to this nice portal hole. Our base is over here. You could just walk also as well. I'll follow the stone path for knowledge. So I'm gonna walk all the way down. You might see the different zones trying to load as I walk, since the museum's like fairly far away. So to get to the museum, you follow the bridge. I'm just gonna run along through all of it. This took quite a long time to build. The bridge is Grausten on the bottom, embedded crystal, you can see it. Iron cages, just so it was easier to place the crystal. Well, I don't think with this height of crystal you actually need the iron cages, so that might change. I'm gonna run all the way. This was the original primary entrance to the museum. You can see there's a couple of ballistas, and uh, all the museum uses Grausten for its walls. It has these little crystal decorations. This is the Museum of History. Enter. So here's the dedication to the players of the server. So this museum would not be possible without the support of all our sponsors. Spared no expense and went to great measures to preserve our history. This is the back room for employees only. Inside it, you can probably see the portals. There's like transit um, between the different exhibits. Here's the masculine. Uh, I guess it's like a trophy bone structure. Depending on the length of the museum tour, it might get dark, so I'm going to bring a lamp. Here's my first exhibit. May the Wades guide them back home. So this is a altar to fallen sailors. And based on the tide, you might see the boat come up or down. Like the whole point of the exhibit is that it's like low enough in the water that the tide can raise the boat from time to time. I almost did it there. And I try to say that every lamp that is burnt out represents a certain amount of our sailors that braved the seas to get to where we are. And when the tide is high, their spirits may sail again. So it almost did it. So that's how the exhibit works. The tide will raise the boat from time to time, and I have to repair it because it breaks a bunch. Here is the first exhibit. So this is the wood area. An early look at settler life. A little house. I did punch this so it would be worn and torn. A campfire. Preventing people from burning themselves. Three kinds of symbols, or three kinds of trophies. This is the food. Settlers soon learned that not all food was safe, and hunting and foraging was the primary source of food. So here's a few of the food samples. On this end I have a workbench, so here's tools that are made of wood and flint and stone, and I think, yeah, this one's flint and stone. Clothing was a commodity. Here's a little sample of clothing for the arrow. Then I said there's shelves like these, since our first base stacked chests like that. Here's the wooden weapons, the flint spear, and you can paint the wood shield. This is the wood area. Then we go into the Stone Age. Solid foundation. I'm probably not going to read all the signs, so I'll just point to them like that. I did make fake clan banners by using the built-in banners just to tell a little bit of story. Here's armor, so I can sit on the throne. Good thing we brought a lamp. I think it's getting dark. Couple improvements on the weapons. Gonna go to our next exhibit, the open seas. So this one is the first set of boats. Here's the chitin weapons, the scale shield, which looks pretty cool. These were not all saved. Here's a bone maw trophy. It's very big. And here we can see the scale of the raft and how I sort of placed it in the museum. Fishing. We have 2 fish. I don't think we've done enough fishing to catch all of them yet. I did different sort of sailor outfits by using the same top and different bottom. Here's Ragnar's banner. This is the Throne of Ragnar. So a fictitious lord, and the weapon that killed Ragnar, the Stack Breaker. Just some storytelling. I'm going to go into the Forged in Fire exhibit. You can probably tell this is a lot of metalworks in the Iron Age. So I have a kiln, a furnace. Yeah, pretending this is a prison. A little light fixture exhibit. I don't have enough coal or the materials to light the other things at the moment. A fake banner. This is the Stars and Stripes. I'm gonna go to the right. So here's the first furniture. We might need our lamp. First furniture. Metalworking. Forge with a bunch of forge parts. Cooking gave way to decadent meals. I have a little fermenter. Trees like these were chopped for coal. So this exhibit is the enclosed tree, and if you look at certain angles, you can see all the way up to the top. So all of it is enclosed in a tower of Grausten. And at some point, the tree merged with the wall. This is all about iron poles. Now we go into a little more bellicose. The need for conquest. Here's another boat. Ship, I guess, is the right term. Put some of the tools. A few of the weapons that are iron and bronze. We got 2 porcupines. The bows. We have some shields. Once again, I made a little sit down and appreciate the boat area. I did a little set of armor. So this is the leather one, the powdered iron, wolf pelt, the bark or ancient root, I think it's what the material is, and this is the dragon scale one. Then I made a little fake pretend exhibit of a war table with just a regular table, like somebody's war plans. New Worlds, New Horrors, a bunch of the trophies of the swamp. I think there's like a plains one in there. Yeah, there's a plains one. Swamp and mountain. Another banner. Metal Hallets Bellicose uses too. So here's, hot tub, and then I did like a little bedroom with a nicer looking bed. And then this is the Marvels of Industry exhibit. Here is this is black metal and silver-ish materials, black marble, so like mislins. Here's a bunch of here's, another forge improvement. Stronger metals for stronger weapons. Bunch of the axes. Some shields. The first crossbow you can get, once again, fake clans banners, and of course the sitting log to appreciate the size of the ship. We'll go around. At this point I also did little trivia, so this isn't the tallest building in the museum, even though this looks pretty tall, it's not the tallest structure, um, building wise. Um, a bunch of bees would often solve the problem, so I did a little beehive. The windmill, which has moved at some point, and then I pretended there's a farming clan. It's responsible for this. Then another house, so construction materials and tastes evolved. So black marble house. This is one of the exhibits where like you can walk in and you know come in and appreciate what it would look like or feel like to live in a place like this. This is the annex with the Drakkar. I did this nice cool window so you can see what's going to come up next. Other gear of furniture, the Askman bed, another banner, and then I did a little cooking improvement thing. Kitchen also evolved. Some kitchen stuff. Cool. Next one is the Great Halls. So we're gonna walk into the annex. You can hear ballistas shooting around because it's night. So I did horrors beyond our comprehension. A bunch of the Mistland and Ashlands enemies. The Draugr. I did this little wall of heroes thing. As we get more shields, we'll expand it. A vessel of this size only meant one thing: war. Once again, you can sit and appreciate something horrible is fighting out there. I sure hope the ballistas can take it. Climbing allowed and encouraged. So I can climb up here. Climbing down was a little bit tricky, so I'm just gonna, choose it. Cool. Here's the next exhibit. Oh, you can probably tell it's daytime. I did end up protecting the museum, and I also got raided, so I had to interrupt myself. Anyway, let's continue. So this is the siege weapons and full metal like final age exhibit. So here's one of the catapult payloads. Payloads like these were used for max damage. This catapult one, I said, hey, no climbing, but the catapult has a cool thing where I put a little exhibit here thing, so you can just grab materials that are safe for the catapult to throw. These materials are approved for testing. So if I stand here, the catapult should be properly calibrated, so you can throw it over into the hole. That's one of the cool things about this exhibit. I will continue. I don't need my lamp anymore, so as sturdy as these shields look, they were still no match for the siege weapons. A few of the shields. Then I did another armor display, the full metal armor, aspen, carapace. I have a little battering ram, which I do have enough wood. We can, turn on just to be cool. It's a battering ram. The bows, the spine snap, crossbow, I did the ash fang bow. And I did ballistas. Ballistas like these also defend the museum. So if you listen carefully, you can hear them. You might be able to hear them in the first part of the video when everything was going crazy and they're shooting. Then some more weapon exhibits. A bunch of the full metal weapons. I think this is from the Mistlands. This one I think is also from the Mistlands. The Frostner. All this glowing. And a bunch of the metal swords. Then we go to the occult pavilion. Hand lamps usage suggested. So this was a little bit darker, much darker than it is now. So this is the magic ward, and I kind of put little signs to like fake everything. So this is supposed to be Breath of a Dragon contained for eternity. This creature. Plum fading candles. A bunch of the metal weapons with the different stones. Once again, you can sit on the throne and appreciate the rest of the room. Gonna go to this one. Mighty harnesses of magic wielded these staves. So I put a few of the staves that you can craft with little descriptions of what they do. Here's one of the like magic armors. And then I did a final exhibit. So Johannes Flame, that is the name of my character, and they donated the Dernwyn weapon. So we carry the flame of history with the ashes of the past. This is the museum exit. And now this is where we ask for money, so your donations really help our efforts. I don't think I have coins. I do! Coins! Somebody donated a pie. Oh, we can't eat it. More donations box. Your donations greatly help our efforts. And then this way we go to the gift shop. More donation thing. So I'm gonna go through the gift shop, show you the gift shop, and then show you the back room parts of the museum. How the magic is done. Once again, more donations. Here's the gift shop. You can tell by the empty shelves that a bunch of stuff was scavenged back for the museum. Here's where you return the lanterns, and then I come and collect them. This is the employees only entrance, so if I go through here, through this door, kind of tricky to get into. So now I will go back to the museum, and I'll go through the employee only entrance. So here's the employees area, very cramped. There is a portal that goes to specific exhibits. There's a portal. We'll go through one of them in a sec. Here's where I stash all the money after recovering it. There's little doors to go in and out. As I was building this, we would often want it to be daytime because it kind of gets a little bit whack in the Black Forest. So I made a little like house, and I have a artisan table so I can make ballista missiles. I have a stash, a bunch of core wood. I don't think I have any ballista missiles left at the moment. Not that we need them. So you can see the breadth of the museum. That over there is Treetop, so we will take the portal to Treetop, and I'll show you what the museum looks like from the top. Here's Treetop. You'll see the extent of how big this thing ended up being. So here we are at Treetop. Once again, I was building, so I needed to repair my hammer randomly. And this is how wide the museum is. So that's the little house we just saw. The first boat exhibit. There's a dock thing that we tried to do. I believe that is the black marble exhibit, the Drakkar exhibit. And there are trees taller than this one. So since I have my cape, I was able to just move about. We'll see all the ballistas. So I'll move about the museum and just could travel to different exhibits. That over there is one of the recycler things where you just put your stuff and it turns to coal. Since I ended up killing a bunch of the enemies and like pruning a lot of the trees and stuff, I constantly had my inventory filled with stuff like this that I just trashed. This is the Drakkar exhibit, and this is one of the like entrances. So the Drakkar portal would take me up around here, where there might even be a coffer of missiles. There is, so we can refill these. There I've been shooting a bunch of stuff, so we can refill these. These have been fighting for a bit against other things, so I would come up and like refill the missiles. These ballistas right here just shoot everything. So this is what you heard if that was trying to defend the, I almost said the castle. It's trying to defend history and the museum's right to history. This one actually ran out of missiles. So that is a tour of our Valheim museum. Hopefully you enjoy it, and thanks for watching.